Did you know that the State Fair of Texas isn't just the largest state fair in the country, but a vibrant cultural fiesta that's as large as the Lone Star State itself? Today, we're going to line dance through the 10 indelible experiences that define the Texan spirit. From the colossal cowboy boots that tower at the state fair, to the intense high school football rivalries that split towns, and the bluebonnet fields that paint the state an oceanic blue, we explore not just activities, but sacred traditions that every true Texan swears by. Embedded in this journey are the unique flavors of Tex-Mex cuisine, the slow-smoked brisket wars, and the historical passion for the Alamo that goes beyond mere recollection. So tighten your saddle, grab a cold sweet tea, and hit that subscribe button as we wrangle through the heart of Texas culture, customs, and unforgettable ways of life that make Texas a world unto itself. Number 10, the State Fair of Texas. Deep in the heart of Dallas, there lies more than just a fair. It's a cultural extravaganza that embodies the Texan spirit. For those who've never been, imagine an event that consumes the city with vibrant energy, where the pride of Texas swells in every corner. It's a phenomenon that transcends the typical fairground frivolity, cementing its place in the annual cycle of Texan life. Standing tall amidst the revelry is Big Tex, the towering cowboy that's become synonymous with the fair itself. With his 55-foot stature and size 70 boots, Big Tex greets visitors with a slow drawl that echoes over the grounds, an iconic sentinel watching over a festival steeped in tradition. His presence is a beloved touchstone that calls to the nostalgia of generations of fairgoers. But hold on to your hat, because the State Fair of Texas holds culinary adventures as grand as the Lone Star State itself. Here, ordinary food gets a Texas-sized makeover, resulting in crazy combinations that defy convention. Picture a corn dog that could double as a walking stick, or fried desserts that could sustain you for weeks. Texans swear by these audacious treats, and they're proud to say that everything, indeed, is bigger in Texas, especially at the State Fair. Number 9, Friday Night Lights. In the heart of Texas, where the stars at night are big and bright, high school football is more than just a game. It's akin to a religion, a sacred tradition passed down through generations. As autumn's chill takes hold, the entire town converges under the gleam of stadium lights, united by a shared fervor that runs as deep as the state's oil wells. The young athletes on the gridiron become hometown heroes, embodying the hopes and dreams of an entire community. Clusters of fans seasoned with passionate cheers, a sea of school colors, and the scent of concession stand treats are practically the lifeblood of every town come Friday night. Each touchdown and tackle rekindles memories and ignites fresh pride. It's a collective identity stitched into the very seams of Texan society. And with each game, the local barbershops, diners, and grocery stores buzz with post-game dissection, cementing the sport's inextricable link to Texan culture. But it's not all friendly handshakes and sportsmanlike pats on the back. The rivalries here carve up the state like the Rio Grande. Matchups between neighboring towns become the stuff of legend, dividing families and friends for at least 4 quarters of fierce competition. Allegiances to one's team are as enduring as the storied Texas spirit, transforming mere games into epic battles where loyalty is both tested and proven. In Texas, football is more than just a pastime. It's a showcase of deeply ingrained loyalty that outshines even the Lone Star itself. Number 8, bluebonnet season. When springtime rolls around in Texas, the state doesn't just grow prettier, it transforms into an embodiment of its legacy with the blooming of bluebonnets. These aren't merely flowers dotting the landscape. They symbolize Texan resilience and beauty, painting a vivid tale of nature's yearly masterpiece. Travelers and locals alike embark on a quest, scouring the countryside for the perfect sea of blue to capture and boast about. Because if your Instagram isn't flush with bluebonnets, are you even in Texas? It's an unspoken competition that grips the state, but it's not about winning. It's about being part of the tradition, of finding and photographing that idyllic spot where the earth meets a blue sky in a riot of floral blues that stretch as far as the eye can see. Families, photographers, and nature lovers all join the hunt, each picture a testament to Texas's unparalleled spring beauty. Yet, being the first to post a snapshot of a hidden, breathtaking bluebonnet field is a silent crown worn with unofficial pride. But in this spectacular phenomenon lies a hidden caveat: nature's lurking danger amidst beauty. As the state turns into an ocean of blue, the breathtaking fields come with a word of caution about slithering residents, which are just as much a part of Texas as the flowers themselves. So watch where you step and keep an eye out for snakes. These fields might be Instagram-worthy, but they're also habitats for critters that aren't as thrilled about your photo ops. True Texans know it's worth the care, for the bluebonnet season is a striking reminder of the state's wild heart. Number 7. Floating the river. In the heart of the scorching Texas summers, there's a timeless tradition that's about more than just cooling off. It's a rite of passage for any true Texan. Floating the river is a ritual so ingrained in the state's culture that you can practically hear the reverence in locals' voices when they talk about this cherished pastime. But floating the river is not your average dip in the water. It's an all-day affair, a communal journey down winding rivers framed by the picturesque Texas landscape. It's crafted with its own set of unspoken rules and subcultures, a complex social system that outsiders may find baffling. To the uninitiated, it might just look like a lazy drift under the endless sky. Yet those who understand know it's a meticulous art. And then there's the floating etiquette, a set of guidelines known only to the connoisseurs of this sacred Texas adventure. From your choice of float to the cooler essentials, every detail matters, and each decision is a nod to the unwritten code of conduct. It's this nuanced dance of customs and courtesy that transforms a simple day on the river into an authentic Texan experience. Number 6. Tex-Mex cuisine. Dive fork first into the heart of Texas with Tex-Mex cuisine, the fusion food that has sparked debates among foodies and chefs alike. It's not just a regional specialty, it's a cultural institution where chili con carne reigns supreme and tortillas are the canvas for culinary art. But ask any Texan what true Tex-Mex is, and you're sure to ignite a heated conversation as intense as the jalapenos that grace these dishes. Is it the sizzling fajitas that waft across the dining room, or is it the piled-high nachos that are a staple at every casual gathering? The truth lies somewhere between the refried beans and the rice, in that unique blend of flavors that can only be coined as Tex-Mex. But let's talk about queso, that creamy, decadent cheese dip that's become synonymous with comfort and communal dining in Texas. Venture into any eatery and witness the passion behind the claim of who serves the best queso. Is it the one loaded with green chilies, or the velvety, smooth concoction that pairs perfectly with a crisp margarita? Everyone has their favorite, and in Texas, these arguments are just as fierce as any sports rivalry. Queso isn't just a dish, it's a battleground for the very identity of Tex-Mex. And then we have the humble breakfast taco, the versatile, on-the-go meal that's fueling Texans from dawn till dusk. Wrapped within a warm flour tortilla lie the possibilities of starting your day the Texan way, with fillings like chorizo and eggs, potato and cheese, or bacon and beans. But let's set the record straight. Breakfast tacos aren't confined to morning hours. They're a lifestyle, a testament to the simplicity and ingenuity of Tex-Mex. It's commonplace to see them at lunch tables, dinner plates, and even late-night snack sessions. In Texas, breakfast tacos aren't just eaten, they're lived and loved any time of day. Number 5. The Alamo, Texas. The cry, "Remember the Alamo," echoes through the annals of Texan history, transcending time as a rallying call that ignites the fiery spirit of its people. More than a mere battle cry, it's a sacred promise to honor the brave souls who defended this fortress with unyielding courage, shaping the very essence of Texas's fight for independence. Yet, the Alamo stands today not simply as an attraction to snap photos beside, but as hallowed ground soaked in the blood of heroes, It's a solemn bastion of remembrance, where somber walls silently testify to the grit and sacrifice of those who fell within its shadow. This storied mission encapsulates the heartache and the glory of a pivotal moment that still stirs the depths of Texan hearts. Amidst the reverence, however, thrums a current debate between preserving the Alamo's storied past and making way for the march of modernity. The site is a battleground once more, but this time over its narrative and future in a rapidly evolving world. This discourse stirs passionate dialogues among Texans, as some fight to guard every stone and story as sacrosanct, while others call for adaptation and change, making the Alamo a living lesson on how the past and present commingle in the Texas soul. Number 4. Texas BBQ. In the Lone Star State, the mere mention of BBQ can ignite a fiery passion as intense as the pits used to slow cook the revered brisket. It's not just a dish, it's a religion where brisket is the sanctified king, and nobody does it quite like Texas. Here, the succulent slabs of meat infused with smoky flavors and boasting a bark as coveted as gold are the product of a time-honored craft honed with patience and devotion. Wander into any smoke-filled BBQ joint and you'll find pitmasters revered as local heroes. These artisans of aroma don't just wear aprons, they don capes made of billowing smoke and respect. As they tend their coals and meat with the precision of a surgeon, customers line up before dawn, their taste buds tinging with anticipation. It's not uncommon for these establishments to sell out before lunch, their patrons leaving not only with full stomachs, but with hearts swelling with Texas pride. But not everyone in Texas agrees on the perfect preparation of BBQ, leading to the brisket battles of the East versus Central regions, a gastronomic war of flavors and techniques. In East Texas, BBQ means fall off the bone, while Central Texas champions a firmer bite, each claiming superiority in a rivalry as heated as their fiery pits. Though methods differ, what unites them is the love of that perfectly smoked brisket that's become an emblem of Texas culinary tradition. Number 3. Rodeos and two-stepping. Step into the electric atmosphere of the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, and you step into the soul of Texas. More than just an event, it's a cultural institution where the grit and grace of rodeo athletes converge with the vibrant Texan spirit. Not solely about the competition, this extravaganza showcases everything proudly Texan, from the music blaring from the speakers to the waft of barbecue under the stadium lights. As the sun sets on the rodeo grounds, the real magic begins in honky-tonks and dance halls across the state. Here, the two-step is a rhythmic language spoken fluently by young and old alike. This isn't just a dance, it's the heartbeat of Texas nightlife. Glide across the dance floor and you'll feel the connection, the lead and follow, the subtle communication between partners in motion. It's the camaraderie, the shared nods of appreciation, and the spontaneous rounds of applause for a couple perfectly in sync. Look around. Those aren't just cowboy boots and hats crowning the heads of the dancers. They are emblems of a proud culture, a sartorial salute to the enduring Texan way of life. They tell tales of hard work, of deep roots, and a reverence for tradition. There's a silent understanding that the dance floor is sacred ground, a space where the Texan identity is not just worn, but danced, lived, and celebrated. Number 2. Intense heat and how to deal with it. They say, if you can't stand the heat, get out of Texas. But true Texans transform adversity into a lifestyle. With temperatures that can melt the soles of your boots, braving the Texan sun is more than a challenge. It's a survival skill honed with a grin. From dawn until dusk, life in the Lone Star State is a masterclass in outlasting the oven-like outdoors, where shade is sought like precious gold and air conditioning is considered a divine right. The relentless sun has also given rise to a cultural phenomenon as grand as the state itself, the cult-like following of Boosie's. This isn't your average convenience store. It's a Texas-sized mecca for road trip supplies and home of the legendary beaver nuggets. A pilgrimage to Buc-ee's is a road trip rite of passage, providing everything from brisket sandwiches to ice-cold drinks and kitsch souvenirs that epitomize Texan road culture. It's where the community comes together to share their tips for enduring the scorching heat and to stock up on treats as they prepare to conquer the vast Texan landscape. And when the mercury soars, Texans have mastered the art of staying cool with creativity and flair. You haven't truly lived until you've sipped iced tea the Texas way. Gallons of it, sweetened to perfection, and sipped languidly under a sprawling porch. It's not just about quenching thirst. It's an art form, a social ritual, and a throwback to times when life moved a little slower and a little cooler. Texans take their iced tea as seriously as their barbecue, and with every glass raised, they toast to their indomitable spirit that not even the blistering heat can subdue. Number 1, Texas Independence Day. In the heart of every Texan, March 2nd is more than a date on the calendar. It's a beacon of state pride and a commemoration of a history steeped in the spirit of liberty. When it comes to Texas Independence Day, it's not just a day off. It's an exuberant celebration of Texan pride and history. Patriots and partisans alike come together in a colorful display of pageantry and pride, buoyed by the retelling of the heroic 1836 stand against Mexican forces, igniting a fiery love for their Lone Star State that burns brighter each year. But this day isn't just about looking back, it's about the present, where the fierce sense of independence still thrives in modern Texas culture. It shapes the politics, the economic ethos, and the very personality of this great state. You'll hear the echoes of "Don't Tread on Me" in every corner of its sprawling cities and towns, a mantra living on in the tenacious Texan attitude to life's challenges, symbolizing their enduring resolve to forge their own path, while banding together under the iconic single-starred banner of their beloved state. And if you ever want to spark an impassioned debate, just mention Texas history in a crowded room. These tales can split a room faster than a politician, as the passion for the state's heritage is unrivaled. Whether it's the fiery discussions over the details of the Texas Revolution or fierce debates over its heroes and villains, one thing's for certain, no Texan stands neutral when it comes to their storied past. So, as the fireworks light up the Texan sky in a resplendent burst of red, white, and blue, the pride of this vibrant community shines as a testament to a history unlike any other. We've journeyed through the Lone Star State, uncovering the cultural treasures that evoke the heart and soul of Texas. From the mammoth state fair that offers larger-than-life experiences to the historic battlegrounds of the Alamo, stirring emotions and debates. We've savored the smoky allure of Texas BBQ, stood under a vast sky on bluebonnet fields, and danced the night away in honky-tonks, boots clicking in time to the two-step. Amidst the sweltering heat, we've discovered the inventive ways Texans keep their cool, all while holding a deep reverence for their independent roots on Texas Independence Day. These quintessential Texan experiences are not just pastimes. They're the threads woven into the very fabric of what it means to be Texan. They represent a fierce and enduring pride, a connection to history, and an unbreakable bond with the land and community. So, as we sign off, remember to hit that subscribe button to join us on more adventures here at Globe Trekking. Intrigued by Texas's vibrant spirit? Then you're sure to be captivated by the tales and triumphs of the broader American South. Don't miss out. Follow up with our next video, The Unyielding Spirit of the Southern States, and immerse yourself in the rich culture and charm that's just waiting to be explored. Stay curious, stay adventurous, and as always, remember the Alamo, remember Texas.